welcome back to another video for Hoops Empire. Today we're going to be doing the top 15 players under 25 years old. So just getting right into it, we're going to start with number 15, where I have Jaren Jackson Jr., averaging 17 points and 5 rebounds a game on pretty good shooting clips at 47% field goal and 40% three-pointer. I really just think his potential is just through the roof. He's nearly 7 feet and he's able to shoot the ball at that high of a clip. With Ja as his wingman, I think they really have the potential to be one of the best duos in the league in a couple of years. At number 14, we're going to have De'Aaron Fox, 20 points and 7 assists. Definitely could work on his shooting though, but he's a really solid two-way playmaking guard. I think he definitely just needs to work on his shooting, but with his speed and his ability to finish at the rim, I think he's already a really high volume scorer while also dishing out 7 assists a game. At number 13, I have Bam Adebayo. I know some people might think that this is low for him. A lot of people think he should definitely be higher on this list. There are reasons why I have him so low. He's really good, averaging 16, 10, and 5, but he can't shoot past 8 feet from the rim. I do think he's almost the perfect center for today's game. He can dribble, he can play make, he can bully people in the paint, he can defend 1 through 5. That's just the thing, is that he can't shoot. And while they have other good shooters, like Duncan Robinson, Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, you need to be able to shoot in today's league, and he's shooting 7%. Defensive impact is undeniable, as well as his impact in the pick and roll game. Bam is actually top 10 in points per game through the pick and roll. At number 12, I have Jalen Brown. As a Celtics fan, I know Jalen Brown's undeniable impact. He's averaging 20 and 6 on really good shooting numbers. It's almost 50, 40, 80. And I've talked about it in previous videos, but he's shown extreme improvement in nearly every single aspect of his game. He's increased his three-point percent by 4 while taking over 2.5 more attempts per game. He's tightened his handle and added a ton of moves, as well as being super shifty and really quick in the post, which makes him almost unguardable in the post. At number 11, I have GilAlexander. He's averaging 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. The leading scorer on a playoff team that people really doubted before the season. A lot of people thought that the Thunder wouldn't even make the playoffs this year. Shai has really shined this year. Bleacher Report said this in their article, which I thought was a really good way of describing him. He's not great or amazing at any one thing, but he's really good at a lot of different things, which makes him a super dangerous player. Being efficient at nearly everything he does, you have to guard him no matter where he is on the floor. But I think his final step for his player development will be improving his playmaking game. At number 10, I have Brandon Ingram. He's shown a ton of improvement this season as well in his three-point shooting, his playmaking, and just his overall scoring. He's bumped up his shooting percentage at every single mark on the floor, whether that be at the rim, mid-range, or three-pointer. The only thing holding him back from being top 5 on this list is his defense, which altogether really just isn't that great. I think that's mostly due to his size. And also, I feel like he's been very inefficient and honestly just not even the same player since Zion came back. While I will admit that Zion is not the best floor spacer, averaging only 21 points per game on 43% shooting since Zion came back, that's just not really going to get it done. But I'm sure that'll be worked out soon enough, and I really do like the trio of Lonzo, Ingram, and Zion. I think that'll also be a dangerous trio. Number 9, we have Devin Booker. I think D-Book really just heard the criticism, empty stats, the all offense translating to no win. He's done better than he's ever done before, and so is his team. He's posting the best overall shooting numbers of his career by a long shot, and while still not being the best defender by any means, he's no longer a bottom tier defender either. The Suns also have, as of right now, the best record they've had in almost 10 years, so the record still isn't that good. It's definitely a step in the right direction. And at number 8, I have Donovan Mitchell. He's averaging a career high in points, assists, rebounds, field goal percentage, three-point percentage, and free throw percentage. Donovan was and still is one of the better two-way players in the entire NBA. He's seemingly taking a slight defensive hit as his steals and blocks are down and his opponent field goal percent is up, but he's definitely still one of the better defenders in the league, in my opinion. The thing about Donovan and why he's higher on this list is that he's a proven playoff player as well. I mean, he was the best player in a series that he won that included players like Paul George and Russell Westbrook, and he made them look like high school players with the way that he was playing. At number 7, I have Trey Young. While Trey Young's stats alone would put him at probably the number 2 spot on this list, it's kind of everything else that culminates around him. He's an amazing player. He's top 3 in scoring, he's 2nd in assists, and he's definitely one of the most talented offensive players in the NBA. But the key word to that is offensive. He's literally the worst defensive player in the NBA. Really just needs to be better for the Hawks to even think about winning more than 25 games in a season. At number 6, I have Ja Morant. I think it's just plain and simple that Ja is going to be a generational talent. He should be the unanimous Rookie of the Year. I understand how well Zion has done, but Zion's played like 15 games. Ja's been proven all season. He's led his team to a playoff spot, and he's actually capable on defense. It definitely still needs work. He's not a top-tier defender, but he's not bad at defense. You know, he's one of the most athletic players in the entire NBA. Like I said before, I think him and Jaren Jackson Jr. are going to be an extremely dangerous duo in the next coming years. At number 5, I have KarlAnthony Towns. I really just think Cat's an outstanding player with potential that could honestly put him at one of like the greatest centers to ever play the game if he improves on defense, I would say. I mean, right now, he's averaging 26 points, 11 rebounds, and nearly 5 assists a game on 51% shooting, 41% three-point shooting, and 80% free throw shooting. He has the ability to score in the paint, in the post, from 3, where he shoots 41% on 8 attempts per game. Not only is that the best among centers, it's one of the best in the entire league. Defense, as of right now, seems to really be his only weakness, and in my opinion, I think it solely comes down to just a lack of effort. At number 4, I have Ben Simmons, and I know a lot of people hate on Ben Simmons because of his lack of shooting ability. You know, he's kind of become a meme in a way, but he's just so good at everything else that you just can't ignore it. I mean, his paint game, his post-up ability, his size and strength, his passing ability seems second to only, you know, maybe LeBron and Luka. Spacing ability when he drives the hoop, his defense, just everything but shooting, he does at an all-star caliber. I really do think he could easily be number 1 on this list if he just improved his shooting. Because, I mean, it's no minor weakness, it's a complete inability to shoot the ball. At number 3, I have Zion. He is probably going to be the most dominant player since Shaq. I mean, he's 6'7", but he's nearly 300 pounds. Definitely could prove to be a weakness. He can body any person in the league if he wants to. He's only played less than 20 games, but he's already averaging 24 points on like 60% shooting. And the only reason that I don't have Zion higher is that basketball is a two-way game, and so far Zion has been horrible on the defensive end. Well, you might not know that because he's in all the highlight clips for, you know, a block that he sends into like the 15th row. Overall, he's been bad on defense. He hasn't really been able to switch very well. He's moving kind of slow, honestly, but you know, with time and hopefully slimming down a little bit, he can become quicker on the defensive end and actually be a really good defender, because if he was quicker on his feet, then nobody would be getting by him. At number 2, I have Jayson Tatum, and yes, well, Jayson's, you know, season stats wouldn't necessarily put him at this level. What he has shown later in the season, offensively and defensively, puts him in contention for a top 10-15 player in the entire league. For the last 2 months of the season, Tatum's been averaging 28 points on about 50% field goal shooting and 45% three-point shooting on 9 attempts per game. He has the possibility to make an All-NBA team and an All-Defensive team in the same season in just his 3rd season. And in my opinion, he's already a top 5 two-way player. And I think as the Celtics trust him more, as they did later in the season, and, you know, he showed us what he can do with a, you know, elevated usage percentage, I think his stats will only improve, clearing the way for MVP discussions. Number 1, of course, is Luka. What is there to say, really? You know, Luka's a top 4 scorer, 3rd in assists, but he's also capable on defense, and he truly translates to winning. I mean, he makes his teammates better. He really reminds me of LeBron. He's just so good at everything that he does and has such an understanding of the game. And in my opinion, if he does this for his career, and I don't see why he wouldn't, I do think that he could be regarded as one of the greatest players to ever play the game. I'm sure he'll walk away with a couple MVPs in his day and probably a couple championships. Subscribe to the channel. And as you guys know, I'm still a small channel, so I'll take any video ideas that you guys have, and I'll make a video within a week. Remember to comment on the video, and have a good one.